Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Bake 200V costing sheet. You'll see how multicolored it is, and each color does have a representation. So we'll get to that in a second. First of all, what we need to do is just review very quickly this whole sheet. And you'll notice at the bottom down here, these are called tabs. And you can add as many tabs as you want to, and you can just keep adding. But we have one that says costings. This is for the costing sheet, and the other one says ingredients. So we're going to click on the ingredient list. And what happens here is it immediately brings up what is basically the inventory. And the inventory, we're going to go over that at a later date. But right now, it's just important to know this is where all the numbers and all the details are going to come from. It's coming from this master price list and yield. So let's go back to the costings. And here, with everything that's required, all these colors, the yellow especially, is where you should be putting information in. Not that important right now with the production time. We're not going to do that at all. So here I want you to write the name of the recipe, the date, which is great. But down here in this one where it's written recipes right now, I want you to write the number of portions in this recipe. So let's just say, for example, the number of portions is 12. Once you've written 12 in there, you hit enter and we're good to go. So now of all these, you'll notice all these blue cells, you will never have to touch anyone. So don't go into the cells and change anything. Just leave it the way it is because it's going to self-populate. So the first column, column A, is white, nothing to be done in there. But column B, we click on that one and we write the first thing. So the first thing is, how about we just do eggs? So we write eggs and we hit it, enter. And you see how wonderful this is? All these different cells have now been populated and they're all correct. It's perfect. The two over here have not been completed. So this is the orange and the yellow. We'll get to those in a second. But the last one here says mismatched units. Now, it is a blue section, so don't worry about it. Maybe when we finish one thing, it'll show up properly. So then with the next item over here, we probably will write blueberries. We hit enter again. Exactly the same thing happens. And here you'll notice that after last week's exercise, the AP units, 3000 is written in here for the recipe, which is great. So now we come over here and maybe we're going to write butter. And we hit enter. And again, 1 pound, 454 grams, it's all done automatically for you. So this one, we just decide to do flour. These are all basically simple ones, but so here's a problem. As you notice, it hasn't filled out. You've got NA, you have a pound sign, NA, and nothing can be filled. So this cannot work. We have to figure this out. So to figure it out, we're going to go into the ingredients and we need to figure out which flour we need. So these are in no specific order. I will mention it when we do inventory. It is always best to keep inventory in the order where it sits on the shelf. That's why it's so much easier for you. But because this is Excel, we can do Control F. So you hit Control F and you get this wonderful little box called Find and Replace. So we're going to find it and we have in here the word sugar, which we don't want. We want flour, F-L-O-U-R. And we hit enter and it takes us to the flours. So here we have all-purpose flour, bread flour, pastry flour, cake flour. Let's just take the all-purpose. So I'm going to use a mouse. You can use your keypad if you want to. And you just right-click on this, and we're going to copy it. And then we take it to the costings. And we're going to come in here, and we're going to right-click on it again. Now you'll see up here it has paste options. And in the paste options, we want to link it. We could just put the word in, which is fine, but I want to link it. So I'm going to come to this one, paste link, which is this, paste link. And I click that. So now look what's happened. Now everything is filled in beautifully because we did the link. If we just copied the general, it would have given us the word. It would have still done the same thing. So now over here, let's first look at column L. So column L is the units that are used in the recipe. And it has to be the same as column F. So here, you just have to write G. Enter. See how it changes? Next one, down, G, enter, G, enter. So that's the easy part. Up here, we're going to just do G, enter as well. and it doesn't do it because this says eggs. So here you must change this to eggs. So now we have the dollar signs in here. There's no number because we have to fill this orange cell. Now this is taken exactly from the recipe. So, and the recipe calls for 4 eggs, so we write 4 in here. The recipe calls for blueberries, 250 grams. We put that in here. Next one is the butter. We need 125 grams of butter. That goes in there like that. Last one is all-purpose flour. We need 200 grams of that. Done. So there you have all the quantities from your recipe, and these are all the units on the recipe. And here you have all the extended totals. So the beauty of this now is as we scroll down, you'll see everything is done. Everything's filled in for you. So here, the subtotal is all these added up together. This is for additional recipes, which we're not going to talk about this week, but they will eventually go in here. So you have the recipe total cost, $5.27. Number 12 here actually came from up here. So because you wrote 12 in there, now 12 is in here. And this is another calculation of the portion cost. So this is 527 divided by 12 gives us 44 cents. Now the selling price is in here as well. And we just happen to have 31.68% selling price, which means we will sell it for $1.38.6. So as you can see here, we can just change this to 25 and it automatically changes the selling price. So that is all we're going to do for this week. Next week we'll go on to another part, but I just wanted to show you with a video how to complete these recipes. And the one thing I must tell you as well is if you come to the corner here and you click on it and you hold and you highlight the whole recipe to there and you click and you copy, you can then take it anywhere you want. You come down here and then you paste the general. And here's another recipe. And the beautiful thing about it is all the formulas that are in here again, but they've all been moved down or moved left or moved right. So you have a wonderful recipe ready to go. All right, that's it for now. And hopefully you can understand that in class.